Hello, everyone. I thought today I would talk about depression and loneliness because today on Thanksgiving I just felt, and I haven't really felt it this acutely in a long time, just an overwhelming sense of depression and loneliness. I mean, I haven't really experienced um, those emotions that strongly in quite a long time. It's always been kind of an undercurrent in the background, but for some reason, it wasn't because of anything that happened. It's just that I felt it. And because I originally was going to write today, but then, we were having Thanksgiving at kind of an earlier time, so I just didn't. And so that might be part of it. But it's not just that. Although I will admit that a lot of my writing, a lot of my goals and such had that my writing has kept me sane to a large degree because I have a feeling that if I weren't working towards the goal right now, I would be in a much worse state if I weren't constantly thinking about my writing, trying to get things done, which is kind of challenging in its own way, but it also kind of puts these other thoughts that I have about my existential crisis thoughts out of the way because I'm working on a task, and so and I may make a longer video about this, a really long video. I may make a series of videos about a lot of my emotional problems after I publish my book and I have enough time to do that kind of thing. But I just thought I might give you some some details about how I'm feeling now, and the reason why is some people say, why are you spewing your problems to people on the internet? And and sometimes I ask myself that question, whether it would help at all for me to do it. But at the same time, I do it because I don't have any friends at all. Like I don't have any friends whatsoever. I mean, by friends I mean people who I can talk to in real life. There are some people who I may have online friendships with, but I'm talking about people who I can actually physically see. I don't have any friends whatsoever outside of my immediate family. I don't really talk to anyone. And the thing is, it's kind of odd because I feel this intense sense of loneliness, but at the same time, I don't really like people. It's kind of this odd contradiction, or a lot of people anyway, because I have learned from high school and other things that if you were that it feels really bad to be alone. It feels worse to be with people who make you feel alone because they don't understand you, or they can't, or you can't connect with them. And I just don't have a lot of opportunities to meet people, like because for example, I'm no longer in contact with the people that I associated with in high school because and there are various reasons for that that I won't go into, but and so I can't turn for to any of them for comfort, and also it's just the fact that because I write at home and work at home, I don't have any kind of job or area where I can talk to people, and the whole online dating sphere is for various reasons is just not something that I want to pursue anymore. And and some people talk about how, yeah, you should go if you want to meet like-minded people, and it's easy to meet like-minded people on the internet. There's writing communities, there's YouTube, there's TikTok, and a bunch of places where you can meet like-minded people on the internet. Very few in the physical world, especially if you live in a somewhat rural area like I do. Like a lot of people say, well, if you want to meet like-minded people, go to these writing conferences, groups, conventions. Well, there are certain writing groups I wouldn't want to attend to anyway, but that's another matter. But I can't do anything like that because there's nothing near me that would equate that. I mean, the closest things when I look up on groups like Meetup.com is Nashville, or groups in Nashville. The thing is that I can't afford to go to Nashville on a regular basis. Certainly not enough to form any kind of close friendship with anyone. And so it's just I don't because Nashville is like nearly 2.5 hours away. Louisville had some, not as many, but it's like 90 minutes away. Which again, I can go to Nashville and Louisville sometimes, but not on a regular, consistent basis. And so it's just because of that, I just I don't have any opportunities to meet people. And yes, I have a certain amount of social anxiety. Well, I have social anxiety when it comes to speaking to random strangers who I don't know anything about. But if I know something about someone, or if I have an excuse to speak to someone, then I'm not all. I can effectively communicate in in some circumstances, but not in others. Particularly if I'm speaking to somebody who I don't know anything about them. Like that's why I don't speak to just random strangers in public most of the time, unless they talk to me first. Um, so that's why I just don't have very many opportunities to meet people. But the thing is that I fear that even if I did have more, I could end up in a situation where there are people who there are people who I connect with on some level, but at the same time I don't really connect with them enough to want to have them be a close friend because I don't feel like they truly understand me at a fundamental level. So it's not so much about I don't crave being with people. I just for the sake of it, I crave being with people who understand me at a fundamental level, and especially when it comes to romantically in that area. And so, but it's just because one of the things is rather odd is that I have my strength, my greatest strength as a writer is writing um, about love, and next to that is sorrow. But it's kind of ironic because I've never really been in love because I've never had the opportunity. I've had unrequited infatuations when I was younger, but I've never actually been in love. I've imagined being in love. I've been in love with being in love, but I've just never been presented with such opportunities because of just how socially isolated a society seems to be in, and just the and how it can be very difficult for adults, especially, to make friends after they leave school and they're no longer in an environment where they can meet like-minded people. Society just doesn't seem to be set up for that, and so that's my current frustration. And again, of course, I'm not focused really on socializing right now because I'm trying to get this book done. And but after I get this book done, I'll probably make more videos about my some of my emotional problems and stuff, my personal problems and stuff like that, and when I have time to do it. But I just felt an overwhelming sense of depression and loneliness today, so I just wanted to get it off my chest.